La yasha'ala.
La yasha'ala.
Rise and face the east. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Kodash. Hayah. Shamka. Yahweh. Malak Wafka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Hayah. I.S.U.P.K. Ba'arataza. Kawo. Hayah. Ba Shemayim. Nafandinawa. Lakam. Cow. Yawam. Wasalaknawa. Kabawafnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawafyanawa. Wala'a. Tabaya'aynawa. Banasaya one. Abo. Hawashaynawa. Mayan. Right. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwaf. Waha'ala. Wahafapara. La'aywalamyam. Aman.
And in English, Our
Father,
which art in heaven,
hallowed
be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
And the prayer for the power of Haka,
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahawashi. Baba Kushah.
Nathanawa.
Haka. Lara Pa'ah. Kal Makala. Wakal Madawa. Haka. Lataha. Hamatazarayim. Haka. Lahakuyam. Hamafiam. Haka. Arakawaf. Hatama Allah. Lagarashan. Bahashem Yahawashi. The water Arman.
And in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahawashi. Please. And give us a power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers.
The
power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahawashi. Thank you. So be it.
And blessings, Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahawashi. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Mata Zabiya'ah. Allah Wap Yahanna. Ha Allah Wapyam. Ha Saranyam. Ha Kwatazayanyam. Ha Kayayalyam. Wa Akwafyam. Yahweh. Bahashem Yahawashi. The water Arman.
And in the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahawashi. And Michael.
And the
And the angels. Commanding General YAHANNA.
Commanding General YAHANNA.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 121. Asha'a Ayanya.
Asha'a Ayanya.
Al-Hahayim.
Al-Hahayim.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa'aratazar.
Wa'aratazar.
Al-Yathan.
Al-Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shemaka.
Shemaka.
Hanala'a.
Hanala'a.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawama.
Shawama.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shemaka.
Shemaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazaka.
Tazaka.
Al-Yan.
Al-Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyamka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ayakayaka.
Ayakayaka.
Wayarak.
Wayarak.
Belayala.
Belayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamaka.
Yashamaka.
Makalrai.
Makalrai.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Afna Pashka.
Afnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashama. Fuck yeah. Yashama.
Yashama.
Taza Afka.
Taza Afka.
Babawa Ayaka.
Wabawa Aika.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aitha.
I Walam.
I will
Aman.
Aman. And in English. I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help.
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer
He will not suffer
thy foot to be moved.
thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is the shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. Psalms 83. Alahayim.
Allahayim.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Damayalaka.
Al-Thakarash.
Al-Thakwash.
Wa Al-Thashakwat.
Wa Al-Thashakwat.
Al. Kayahana.
Kayahana.
Awab-Yaka.
Awab-Yaka.
Yahama Yawan.
Yahama-Yawan.
Ra'ash.
Ra'ash.
Al-Imaka.
Al-Imaka.
Ya'ayawamwa.
Ya'ariyamwa.
Sawada.
Sawada.
Wayatha Yawa'ai Tazawa.
Ya'atha Yawa'ai Atazawa.
Al-Tazar Pawanyaka.
Altazar Pawanyaka.
Amawa.
Amawa.
Lakawa.
Lakawa.
Wanyakakidam.
Wanakakidam.
Magaya.
Magaya.
Wala'a Yazaka.
Wala'a Yazaka.
Sham Yasha'ala.
Sham Yashra'ala.
Iwada.
Iwada.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Nawa'ai Tazawa.
Nawa'ai Tazawa.
Laba.
Laba.
Yakadwa.
Yakadwa.
Al-Yaka.
Al-Yaka.
Bayaf.
Bayaf.
Yakarafwa.
Yakarafwa.
Alahaya.
Alahaya.
Adawam.
Adawam.
Wa Yashama Alayim.
Wa Yashama Alayim.
Mawa'aba.
Mawa'aba.
Wa Hagayim.
Wa Hagayim.
Gabal.
Gabal.
Wa Aimawan.
Wa Aimawan.
Wa Aimalak.
Wa Aimalak.
Palishaf.
Palashaf.
Aimishabya.
Aim Yeshabya.
Tazawa.
Tazawa.
Gum Ashawa.
Gon Ashawa.
Nalawa.
Nalawa.
Aimam.
Ayman.
Hayawa.
Hayawa.
Zarawai.
Zarawai.
Labanya Lawat.
Labanya Lawat.
Salah.
Salah.
Aishalahum.
Aishalahum.
Kamadian.
Kamadian.
Kasayasara.
Kasaya Sarah,
Kayabyan,
Kayabya,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Koyashwan,
Koyashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayandara,
Bayandara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
La Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayathamba,
the Dar Yabmawa,
the Dar Yabmawa,
Ka'ira,
Ka'ira,
Wakazabak,
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 Wakatazal Manai,
Wakatazal Manai,
Kauna Sayakamwa,
Kaun Sayakamba,
Ashar,
Asha,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Nayarasha,
Nayarisha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af,
Af,
Na'awaf,
Na'awaf,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayathamba,
Kagalgala,
Kagalgala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanyaraka,
Lapanyarika,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Taba'aya Yara,
Taba'aya Ara,
Wakalaba,
Wakalaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Hayam,
Hayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tawadatma,
Taradapma,
Basa Iraka,
Basa Irika,
Wabasawa Paska,
Wabasa Wapaka,
Sabalaham,
Bavalaham,
Mala'a,
Wala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyam,
Kwalawan,
Kwalawan,
Wayaba Kwashwa,
Wayaba Kwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Labashwa,
Wayaba Awa,
Wayaba Alwa,
Aya Ay,
Aya Ai,
Wayakapawa,
Waya Kapawa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Da'aiwa,
Waya Da'aiwa,
Kaya Ata,
Kaya Atha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Ayawan,
Al Yawan,
Alkaha Arataza,
Al-Kaha Arataza,
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh,
Hold not thy peace,
and hold not thy peace,
and be not still, O Yahweh.
and be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
Thine
enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
and they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people,
and consulted against
and have consulted against
thy hidden ones.
thy hidden ones.
They have said,
Come,
and let us cut them off,
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
that
the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom,
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab, and the Hagarenes,
and the Hagarenes,
Gabor, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have opened the children of Lot. Selah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Horeb, and like Zayeb. Yea, all their princes as Zabah, and as Zalmunna, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O Yahweh, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth for wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled.
And troubled.
Forever.
Forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know.
That thou.
That thou.
Whose name alone.
Whose name alone.
Is Yahweh.
Is Yahweh.
Are the most high.
Are the most high.
Over all the earth.
Over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
That speak against us.
That speak against
thy
us.
Prophets.
Thy prophets.
The teachers.
The teachers.
The princes.
The princes.
The priests.
The priests.
The Israelite brothers.
The Israelite brothers.
And the school.
And the school.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the heathen.
To the heathen.
And shake loose.
And shake loose.
The treasure.
The treasure.
Of the rich of Israel.
Of the rich of Israel.
That refuse to give to the school.
That refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches.
Force their riches.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
To enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
And punishments and destruction.
And punishment and destruction.
To the Edomite.
To the Edomite.
And the nation.
And the nation.
And their drug dealers.
And their drug dealers.
The court system.
The court system.
Prison system.
The prison system.
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Christianity.
Egyptology. Militia. Ku Klux Klan. Aryan Nation.
Skinhead.
Posse-Comitazi. Gay movement.
The gay movement.
The lesbian movement.
Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA
space programs. Army. Navy. Air Force. Marines. Wall Street. Open up the internet. And the airways. The cable access channels. And the radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread through the media throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you always. So be it.
That's it. Stop coming. Minnie coming down again. Do it. Yes. I got this.
Alright, no sweat. So you carry on if you position yourself on our right.
we're going to get you up. So in the position of Ahmadiyya and Shabbat, you would say your lineage, which is a Karawan, Bun Yamyan, Bun Yashra Allah.
Karawan, Bun Yamyan, and Yashra Allah.
Karawan, Bun Yamyan, Bun Yashra Allah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatah.
All right then. So we was in Genesis 10. Started getting into the nations.
Where you at?
Yeah, Genesis 10 and 6. No, sorry, that was misunderstood. No, 10 and 10. That's what it was.
Khan. Genesis 10 and 10. Wathahaya Ra'ashyaf Mamalakafwa Babal Wa Ahmad Wa Akkad Wakal Nathar Ba Arataza Shana'ai Shaina Man Hamataza Hahawa Yataza'a Ashawa Wayaban Ata Nayanawa Wa'af Rakabaf Aya Wa'af Kalak Wa'af Rasan Bayan Nayana Waha Wabayan Kalak Hawa Ha'aya Hagadla Wamatazarium Yalad Ata Lawadium Wa'af Ainamayam Wa'af Lahabayam Wa'af Napaf Kayam Wa'af Pathar Rasayam Wa'af Kasar Lakayam Ashar Yataza Awa Masham Palash Thayam Wa'af Kapathar Rayam Waka'ainan Yalad Athar Tazar Yadan Bakar Rawa Wa'af Qatar Wa'af Hayaba Sayah Wa'af Hama Ra'aya Wa'af Hagar Ragash Man, to see where good against that. Wa'af Hakawaya Wa'af Hay'ay Rakwaya Wa'atha Hasayanaya. And it reads, and the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Kalna in the land of Shinar.
All right, so This is talking about Nimrod's empire right here, man. So these towns here, that was the beginning of Nimrod's kingdom right here, man. All these places that were under his domain. Reader.
Out of the land went forth Ashur and builded Nineveh and the city of Rehoboth.
So now with them, Ashur, he left out of where a Nimrod ruled, and he built up his place. And Ashur is the father of who the Assyrian Empire, man. And if you think I'm lying, you look up their religion. Their top god is a man called Ashur. You can look it up. Why? Because they don't know subconsciously that that is their ancestor. They now worship him as a god, but that was their greatest granddad, man. But reader.
Verse 12, and Rezin between Nineveh and Calah, the same is a great city, and Mizraim begat Ludim, and Anamim, and Lehabim, and Nephuhim, and Pathurim, and Cassalim.
Okay. So now these are some of the sons of Ham right here. So from Mitzrayim, which would be the father of the Egyptians, he had sons, and with some of them, they were in the land in the time of Joshua.
That's
like
right.
The Cassalim and the other ones. So those were the Africans that were in the promised land at that time. If you look on the map, Egypt is next to the land of what? Israel. So of course, it makes common sense that his descendants didn't go far. They obviously branched out, but they weren't far away. So from Mitzrayim, his descendants went into what would be known as the land of Israel. Reader.
And Pathrusim, Salakia, and Casluhim, out of who came Philistine.
So now that's where the Philistines come from, man. When you're reading it right there. So when you read about Goliath, this is his lineage right here, man.
That's right.
Meaning they were offspring of the Egyptians, and from one descendant came another, which came the Philistines, how did they pronounce it? Philistine. Yeah. So now that's where Goliath came from, man. This is where he could trace back his lineage to. Reader.
And Caphtorim, and Canaan begat Sidon, his firstborn, and Heth.
So again, now in the Bible, what do you read about? You read about a land called Tyre and Zidon. This is where Zidon comes from here, man. And Zidon in the land of Israel, on the northeast part, it was like a seaport, and it was called Zidon. And you know what I mean? That's where he comes from. He's of the offspring of the Africans, and they owned a rich seaport, which you read about in the book of Ezekiel, man. You know when it says, go and speak to the king of Tyre. You know what I mean? This is the man's lineage right here, man. He's a Hamite. Reader.
And the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite.
And there, and in the book of Deuteronomy, what did God say to us? Not to mix with them. Don't mix with the Jebusites, the Amorites, the Hittites. Their lineage is found in the Bible. You know what I mean? These people came from somewhere, and the Bible breaks it all down. Anymore?
Come on. And the Hivite, and the Archite, and the Sinite.
And the Sinite. So that's where I think Sidon comes from, the Sinite. So all these tribes of Africans, they was dwelling in our homeland. So, of course, they're offsprings of the Egyptians, and they went to a land that wasn't too far away, and they had the little, this tribe here, and all of them just populated our promised land before we got there in the time of Joshua. Anymore?
That was it, sir.
That was it, all right. All right. Where's it? Genesis 10 and
15 now.
Genesis 10 and 15. Wa kana I wa. Yalad, Af, Atazaya Dawa, Bakawa, Wa'af, Ka'af, Wa'af, Haya Bawatya, Wa'af, Ha'amaya, Wa'af, Hagar, Gashaya, 17, Wa'af, Haka, Waya, Wa'af, Ha'ai, Rawakya, Wa'af, Hasa, Yanaya, 18, Wa'af, Ha, Ara, Wadaya, Wa'af, Hatazah, Maya, Wa'af, Haka, Mathaya, Wa'aka, Na Patazawa, Masha, Pak, Watha, Ha Akanai Naya, 19, Waya, Faya, Gabawal, Haka, Naai, Naya, Mataza, Yadawa, Ba'aka, Garara, Aiza, Ba'aka, Sadama, Wa'ai Mara, Wa'adama, Wataza, Bayam, La Shaya, 20, Ala'a, Banya, Come, Lama, Shapak, Thumb, Lalasha, Nathum, Ba'arataza, Thumb, Bagar, Wayahum, 21, Walashum, Yalad, Gum, Ha Wa'a, Abaya, Kal, Banya, Aiba, Akya, Yapaf, Hagad, Wala. 22.
That's it. 21.
That's it.
Still say.
I'll show you.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. All right. Banya, Shum, Yalam, Wa'a, Shawa, Wara, Pa, Kashad, Wala, Wada, Wa'aram.
Okay, got that.
Yeah. Genesis 10 and 15. And Canaan begot Zidon.
Okay, so what you're reading right now, the Bible's letting you know at the time of the Israelites, there was nations already around. So this Bible is written for the brothers that was living then, and it's letting them know how these nations came around, how they was born. It's letting you know one man begat this son, and this son became the father of this nation and that nation. And it's starting off with Hamites first. So that's where we're at right now. Keep reading.
His firstborn, and Heth, and the Jebusites.
So the Jebusites came from a man called Heth. So loads of different nations, let you know where they come from. And we do the same thing today in the I.S.U.P.K. We let you know where the white man comes from, where the Chinese come from. And back in the day, it was written in a book. There was nations around, and we knew where they come from, who their forefathers were, had it all written in a book, man. When you ready?
And the Amorites, and the Girgasites.
And all these are African families. The Bible starting off with the African families first. For what reason, I don't know, but it's listing them where they come from, where Egyptians come from, where the Philistines came from. Philistines came from a man called Philistim, as we read before. You know what I mean? Before that, the Philistine came from a man called Mizraim, who's Egypt. Egypt came from a man called Ham, which one of Noah's sons. Letting you know where they come from, just so you know in what son they come from, what nationality they all are. Keep reading.
And the Hivites.
And the Hivite was another African nation. Today, Africa's a big continent with what, over 100 different nationalities, man. And the Bible's let you know which one comes from here, man. Today they got different names. They got the Sudanese, the Cameroons, the Nigerians. But before the oppressor started changing names, their real names were the Hivite, the Jebusite, and we knew where all of them came from, man. Keep reading.
And the Archites, and the Sinites, and the Arvadites, and the Zemarites.
And Ham's a big family, man. To this day, it's a big family, man. That whole continent's theirs, man. In that continent, whoa, oh God, forget about it, man. In one country, in Nigeria alone, 150 million. 150 million people, man. Over 100 different ethnic groups, man. This tribe and this people and that people. Forget about it, man. And Ham had the Arvite, the Carcassite, the Jebusite. I guess what they had as well, Salakia. They had the Sodomite also, man. And we're going to read that in a minute, man. Salakia, keep it in.
And the Hamathites. And afterward were the families of the Canaanites spread abroad.
And they got so big, the Canaanite family spread abroad, man. And that's how the Canaanite family eventually came to our land, which we call Israel today. We had to kick them out, man. Keep it in.
And the border of the Canaanites was from Sidon, as thou comest to Gerar, unto Gaza.
And the Bible's letting you know what land they occupied, man. And they owned Israel from Zidon all the way to Gaza. Gaza in Israel, man. That same Gaza today, which they're bombing up in Israel, man. The Palestinians and the so-called Jewish men are fighting for, man. That same Gaza, man. That's where their border was. That's why we had to go in there and kick them out. That's why sometimes in the Bible, it refers to the land of Israel as the land of Canaan. Because they had it before us. So sometimes it refers to the land of Canaan, even though we know it's the land of, Israel. Just like in Jamaica. In Jamaica, what? The British took it off the Spanish. But certain places in Jamaica are still Spanish, man. Like Montego Bay, Negril, Spanish Town. Likewise, in the scriptures, some people still refer to it as the land of Canaan, man. Keep going.
As thou goest unto Sodom and Gomorrah and Admah and Zeboim.
And Sodom and Gomorrah was a land, man, which was famous for homosexuals. It's so famous for homosexuals that today, in 2021, you call a homosexual a sodomite, man. And it's a what offensive term. That's how it's so famous for being homosexuals that in 2021, man, they call imagine they're so famous for being homosexuals that the act of two men is called sodomy. It's named after a city. That's how famous and what's the word called? What's the word called? Infamous or notorious the was at being homosexuals, man. That to this day, homosexuality is called after that town. It's called sodomy. Keep it in.
Even unto Leshah. These are the sons of Ham.
And there you go, man. So the Bible is naming the families of Ham, and now it's wrapped it up now. It finished with Ham, saying, right, these are the sons of Ham. And the next verse, they're going to move to another family and let you know where they come from. Then a couple of verses after that, we're going to go into another family and let you know where they come from. The Bible started with Ham, listed all its sons, Mizraim, Egypt, South Africa, North, and now it's finished saying these are the sons of Ham. The Bible, Moses is summing it up, dealing with one family at a time. Keep it in.
After their families, after their tongues.
There you go. This is he names all the families and goes, right, now that's Ham. After their language, that's the land they occupy from this area to that area, from Gaza to Sidon to this, and letting you know that Nimrod came from there and his kingdom was Babel, and now it's finished with Ham now. It's about to move on. Keep it in.
In their countries and in their nations, verse 21, unto Shem.
Now it's moving on now. Ham's done now. Moving to Shem. Gonna let you know who comes out of Shem. what nations come out of Shem, where, you know, where the Shem, what land does Shem occupy, what language does Shem speak, who are they today, who are the Shemites today? The Bible's moving on now to the sons of Shem. Keep it in.
Unto Shem also the father of the children of Eber.
So Shem had a child called Eber, man, Ibar, which that's where the word Hebrew comes from. The word Hebrew means Ibar. And if you come to class long enough, you find out that Eber spoke Hebrew, man. He spoke Hebrew and he passed it down. If you check his lineage, it goes right down to Abraham. And Abraham passed that language on to his sons and to his sons. And that's why we speak Hebrew today. Because we come from a man called Eber, but keep it in.
The brother of Japheth, the elder, even to him were children born.
And children were born to Shem. I'm going to find out who the children are, man. Keep it in.
The children of Shem, Elam.
Elam, that's the East Indians, man. Them East Indians, that's you know, in India, the real people, the real Rastafarians with dreadlocks, man. Who else? Y.A.S.U.P.K, yeah, your Preeti Patel, the superintendent that said it's good to twist up black people. Who else is the Indian, man? Gandhi. Who else is famous? Prince Nazim. Shansia. No, she's not actually. She's a Chinese. But that's who Elam is, man. Elam is the East Indians, man. Keep it in. The Taj Mahal, who has a good Nanak. You know what I mean? The human, you know, all them people there, man. Them East Indians there, man. Them snake charmers and so forth. You know what I mean? They are the East Indians. They are the Elamites, man. Keep it in.
And Ashur.
And Ashur, man. Who's Ashur today? The other one. Ashur's the Assyrians, man. That's like Kim Kardashians and them people there.
Afghanistan, Armenia.
That's your Armenians, your Kim Kardashians, man. So like, keep it in.
And Arphaxad.
And Arphaxad, keep it in.
And Lud.
Keep it in.
And Aram.
And Aram, man. Who's Aram again?
It's not the Assyrian.
Just Syrian. Not Assyrians, just the Syrians, man. The ones that went to Jamaica, man. Them same Syrians, man. The same ISIS. ISIS stands for what? Islamic State of Syria and Iraq, man. Them same people bombing up places and recruiting people to fight in their army. That's who they are in the Bible, man. God's letting you know where they come from. Keep it in.
And the Ram, verse 20. Now, I've done the 7 verse.
Oh, okay, then. That's the one. So, Imadium. That's a blow one. Blow one suck if you can. Try this. It's a kind of thing. Don't do it too hard. You won't waste. It's nice and calm. No, sir. You get there. Don't watch that. Abanawa. Shabbat Shemayim. Haya. Shamka. Yahweh. Malak Wafka. Taba'ah. Ratazaka. Haya. Aisha. Ba'aratazah. Kawa. Haya. Ba Shemayim. Nafandanawa. Lakam. Kal. Yawam. Wa Salakanawa. Kabawafnawa. Kasalaknawa. Kabawaf Yanawa. Wala'a. Tabayainawa. Banasaya 1. Abal. Hawashainawa. Mayan. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Hamalakwa. Waha'ala. Wahafapara. La'aiwalamyam. Aman.
And in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth. As it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. And forgive us our debt. As we forgive our debtors. And lead us not. Into temptation. But deliver us. From evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever.
So be. And the prayer for the power of the Hakah Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Baba Kushar.
Baba Kushar.
Nafananawa.
Nafananawa.
Haka.
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 Lara Pa'a.
Lara Pa'a.
Kal Makala.
Kal Makala.
Wakal Madawa.
Kal Madawa.
Haka.
Haka.
Lataha.
Lataha.
Hamatazarayim.
Hamatazarayim.
Haka.
Haka.
Lahakuyam.
Lahakuyam.
Hamath.
Hamathim.
Haka.
Haka.
Arakawaf.
Arakawaf.
Hatama Allah.
Hatama Allah.
Lagarashan.
Lagarashan.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
Wada Aman. And in the English, Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Please. Give us the power.
Give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the dead.
The power against unclean spirits.
The power against unclean spirits.
To cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. And the blessings, Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Yahweh Shai.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim.
Wa Alahayim.
Mata Zabiyah.
Mata Zabiyah.
Allah Wap Yahanna.
Allah Wap Yahanna.
Ha Allah Wapyam.
Ha Allah Wapyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Saranyam.
Ha Kwatazayanyam.
Ha Kwatazayanyam.
Ha Kayayayam.
Ha Kayayayam.
Wa Akwafyam.
Wa Akwafyam.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
The water Aman.
The water Aman.
1 second, so got a question. Wait, no wait.
The blessings bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angels.
Commanding General Yahanna.
Commanding General Yahanna.
The generals.
The generals.
The captains.
The captains.
The officers.
The officers.
The troopers.
The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 121. Asher Ayanya.
Asher Ayanya.
Al Hahayim.
Al Hahayim.
Ma'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'a.
Yaba'a.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Shemayim.
Shemayim.
Wa Aratazar.
Wa Aratazar.
Al Yathan.
Al Yathan.
Lamawat.
Lamawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al Yanawam.
Al Yanawam.
Shamaka.
Shamaka.
Hanala'ah.
Hanala'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawama.
Shawama.
Yasha'ala.
Yasha'ala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamaka.
Shamaka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tzalka.
Tzalka.
Al Yad.
Al Yad.
Yamyanka.
Yamyamka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ayakayaka.
Ayakayaka.
Wayarak.
Wayara.
Walayala.
Walayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamaka.
Yashamaka.
Makal Rai.
Makau Rai.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Afna Pashka.
Afna Pashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashama.
Yashama.
Taza Afka.
Taza Afka.
Waba wa Ayaka.
Waba wa Ayaka.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aitha.
Wa'aid I Walam.
I will love.
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, I will lift up mine eyes.
I will lift up mine eyes
unto the hills.
unto the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence cometh my help?
My help cometh from Yahweh.
My help cometh from Yahweh,
Which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
He will not suffer
He will not suffer
thy foot to be moved.
thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth Israel
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it. This is Psalms 83. Alahayim.
Alahayim.
Al Damayalaka,
Al Damayalaka,
Alpha Karash,
Alpha Karash,
wa Alpha Shakwat,
Alpha Shakwat,
Al
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awabiyaka,
Awabika,
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Imaka,
Al Imaka,
Ya Ayayamwa,
Arba Yamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha Yawa Aitazawa,
Wayatha Yawa Ain Tazawa,
Altazar Pawanyaka,
Altazar Pawanyaka,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanyakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Wala'a Yazaka,
Wala Ayazaka,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa Aitazawa,
Nawa Aitazwa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yaka,
Al Yaka,
Bayaf,
Waya,
Yakawafwa,
Yakarafwa,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wa Yashama Alayam,
Wa Yashama Aliyam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagayam,
Wahagayam,
Gabal,
Gabor,
Wa Imawan,
Wa'aymawan,
Wa Imalak,
Wa'aymalak,
Palishaf,
Palashaf,
Imishabya,
Aymishabya,
Tazawa,
Tazawa,
Gum Ashawa,
Gom Ashawa,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Ayman,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalam,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya Sarah,
Kasaya Sarah,
Kayabyan,
Hayabyan,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Koyashwan,
Koyashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayandara,
Bayandara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
La Adama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayathamba,
Nadayab Mawa,
Nadaya Mawa,
Ka'ira,
Ka'ira,
Wakazabak,
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 Wakatazal Manai,
Wakazazal Manai,
Kaunas Hayakumba,
Kauna Sayakumba,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amawa,
Amawa,
Nayarashah,
Naya Rashah,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af,
Af,
Na'awaf,
Na'awaf,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Saki Alahayam,
Alahaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayathamba,
Kagagala,
Kagalgala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanyaraka,
Lapanyaraka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Saba'ayara,
Taba'aya Arab,
Wakalaba,
Kalaba,
Talahat,
Falahat,
Hayam,
Hayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Tabadakma,
Saradama,
Basa Iraka,
Basa Iraka,
Wabayaba Pafka,
Wabayaba Paka,
Tabalaham,
Tabalam,
Mala'ah,
Wala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyam,
Kwalawan,
Palawan,
Wayaba Kwashwa,
Wayabu Kwashwa,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayaba Awa,
Wayabu Alwa,
Aydi Ay,
Aidi Ai,
Wayakapawa,
Wayaku Pawa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Wayada Iwa,
Waya Dahaiwa,
Kaya Ata,
Kaya Atha,
Shamka,
Shamka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labalka,
Al Yawan,
Al Yawan,
Alkaha Arataza,
Al-Kahar, Ratzah,
Aman.
Aman. And in the English, keep not thou silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy peace.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult.
thine enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee,
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up their head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against
And have consulted against
thy hidden ones.
thy hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
come
come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation,
that the name of Israel
that the name of Israel
may be no more in remembrance.
may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
For they have consulted together
with one consent.
with one consent.
They are confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites
and the Ishmaelites
of Moab
of Moab
and the Hagarenes
and the Hagarenes,
Gabal
Gabor
and Ammon
and Ammon
and Amalek,
and Amalek,
the Philistines,
the Philistines,
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Ashur also is joined with them.
Ashur also is joined with them.
They have holpen
They have holpen.
the children of Lot.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
Selah,
Salah,
do unto them
do unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook
at the brook
of Kison,
of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb
and like Zayeb.
and like Zayeb.
Yea,
Yea,
all their princes as Zabad
all their princes as Zobah
and as Zalmunna,
and as Zalmunna,
who said,
who said,
let us take to ourselves
let us take to
the
ourselves
houses of God in possession.
the houses of God in possession.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as the stubble before the wind,
as a stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth for wood,
as the fire burneth the wood,
and as the flame
and as a flame
setteth the mountains on fire.
setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them with thy tempest,
So persecute them with thy tempest,
and make them afraid with thy storm.
and make them afraid with thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh.
Let them be confounded
Let them be confounded
and troubled forever.
and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
and perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the most high
are the most high
over all the earth.
over all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
Verses, blessed are you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and earth,
and all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Listen to us now,
Listen to us now,
right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against us,
that speak against us,
thy prophets,
thy prophets,
the teachers,
the teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school. Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen,
to the heathen,
and shake loose
and shake loose
the treasure
the treasure
of the rich of Israel,
of the rich of Israel,
that refuse to give to the school,
that refuse to give to the school,
force their riches
force their riches
to enter into thy sanctuary.
to enter into thy sanctuary.
Send evils and curses,
Send evils and curses,
and punishments and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the Edomites
and the nation,
and the nations
and their drug dealers,
and their drug
the
dealers,
court system,
the court system,
the prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood,
Planned Parenthood,
all the governments of our enemies,
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church,
the Roman Catholic Church,
the Pope,
Islam,
Christianity,
Christianity,
Egyptology,
Egyptology, militia,
Ku Klux Klan,
Ku Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation,
Skinheads,
Apostle
Pastor
gay movement,
the gay
the
movement,
lesbian movement,
spies,
workers of witchcraft,
workers of witchcraft,
NASA space program,
NASA space program,
Army,
Navy,
Air Force,
Marines,
Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airways, the cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us, and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way, or try to stop us from broadcasting your word throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let Yahweh Shai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers, and punish all the heathen
that come up against us.
that come up against us.
As we speak thy word.
As we speak thy word.
Cause it to be known by all.
Cause it to be known by all.
That it is the angels that have done it.
That it is the angels that have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread.
Through the media.
Through the media.
Throughout the whole world.
Throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it. I'm going to bless Israel Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba Hashem Yahushai.
Ba Hashem Yahushai.
Barakanawa.
Barakanawa.
Wayasha'ala.
Wayasha'ala.
Wahabayah.
Wahabayah.
Sopayam.
Sopayam.
Barak Papa.
Barak Papa.
Magan Hagan.
Magan Hagan. The Bennett family.
The Bennett family.
The George family.
The George family.
The Bennett. Bennett family. George family. The Gordon family.
The Gordon family.
And the Durant family.
And the Durant family.
And Shekaiah.
And Shekiah.
And the Farquharson family.
And the Farquharson family.
That's it.
Itara. Carmel. Alashai. Ayala. Zaira. Kaya. Yashawan. Shemai. Danika. Ahawaba. Marcia. Nasimba. Nahiba. And Shekai.
All Israel.
Ba Hashem Yahushai. The water Aman. And what were the syllables? Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai, thank you.